Hello everyone. So in this video we will learn how to create contacts on new form submission. So imagine this, you have generated a new lead called as John from HubSpot. So you have John's name, email address and all those details. Now the idea is that you want to add John as a contact in Constant Contact, maybe to send him a confirmation email or follow-up messages in the future. So here you have two choices. The first choice is copy all the details of John from HubSpot forms, sort it out and manually add him as a contact in Constant Contact. Now this approach is actually very repetitive and tiresome. So I would suggest that you bring in automation so that whenever a new form is submitted in HubSpot, it will automatically create a contact in Constant Contact. So in this video, we will be using Pabbly Connect to integrate HubSpot and Constant Contact. The best part of using Pabbly Connect is there is no need for coding skills or programming knowledge. It can be done easily. Let me show you on my screen. Okay, so we are going to begin with a small example. So as you can see, this is my HubSpot account and I have actually built a form. So this form has been published and I'm just going to copy this link of this form. Okay, and to give a perspective how a customer is going to fill in this form, I'm going to paste the link of this form in Microsoft Edge. Okay, a completely different browser. So as you can see, this form is pre-filled. Okay, so I'm just going to remove the history so that to clear the caches. So this is actually very important because there are always issues with cache in HubSpot forms. So it is always advisable you clear your cache. So I have cleared my history. Okay, so now we are going to fill in the form. So let's say the guy's name is Tony Stank 12345@gmail.com. So this is basically his email address. The first name is Tony and the last name is Stank. And this is Tony Stank's phone number. Okay, a bunch of random numbers, that's all. And the company he works is SpaceX. Okay, so I'm not going to upload any file. I'm just going to straight away click on submit. Okay, so the form has been submitted. So let's have a look. Do we have a contact in Constant Contact with the name Tony Stank? So let me just take you back to the browser, that is Google Chrome, and let me just refresh this. So this is my Constant Contact account and this is a new list. Okay, so let me just refresh this. Okay, so as you can see, we have the email address, the last name and the company, and the status it is showing it as subscribed. So basically this is what we want to do. Anytime a new form is submitted by a person, he will be added as a contact in Constant Contact. Now to begin the actual integration process in your browser, in the new tab, just type pabbly.com. So your obvious question is, why pabbly.com? Well, we have an app called as Pabbly Connect that will integrate HubSpot and Constant Contact. So this is the website of pabbly.com. Let me just click on sign in. Okay, so this is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. As you can see, I already have made an account in Pabbly Connect. You can also build your own free account in just 2 minutes. So let me just scroll down and here you will find Connect. Just click on Access now. Okay, so we are going to create a new workflow. So let me just click on Create Workflow. So we have to give a name to this workflow. I'm going to give it as HubSpot to Constant Contact. HubSpot to Constant Contact. And let me just click on Create. So when you click on create, a window appears in front of you. This is called as the trigger window. So basically what we are going to do here is we are going to create a new workflow. Now in case if you want to replicate or clone this workflow, the link of this workflow is available in the description box. So in the choose app, how about we make it as HubSpot, because we will be sending the form data of HubSpot to Pabbly Connect. So HubSpot it is, HubSpot CRM, yeah, this one. And in the trigger event, how about we make it as new form submission? Okay, so new form submission is a trigger event. So your obvious question is, what is a trigger event? Trigger is basically a if statement. It asks a question, if the condition is met, what should be done? For example, if a new form is submitted in HubSpot, then what action should be taken by the system? We do have a ton of trigger events like new product added, contact updated, contact company updated, new ticket and so on. All of them are a bunch of trigger events. Now in case if you want more triggers of your choice, you can make a request to our team at admin@pabbly.com to custom build a trigger event for you. But at present, I just want to send the data when a new form is submitted in HubSpot. So basically the gist is we are going to integrate a form in HubSpot to Pabbly Connect. So let's have a visit to HubSpot. So this is the form that we want to really integrate with. The name of the form is HubSpot to Constant Contact. So we will deal with that later. So let me just go to this part called as automation. Click this. And in the drop down, you will find the option called as workflows. Click this. Okay, so here at the top right side, top right corner, you will find the option called as create workflow. Click this. Okay, so now we are going to give a name to this workflow. So basically we are going to do the exact same thing that we actually did in Pabbly Connect. So how about we give it as constant contact data or something. Just a random name that's popping in my head, that's all. Constant contact data. So basically we have to select a choice, start from scratch, center on a date property. So we are going to basically start from scratch. So let me just click on next. Okay. Now we have to set up the trigger. So basically we just click on set enrollment trigger. Now the trigger is basically what should be done when this happens. So when this happens is basically our form submission. So we have selected it. Now we have to select a particular form. Now the form is HubSpot to Constant Contact. This is the form that I have built solely for Constant Contact. Okay, so let me just click on apply filter and let me just click on save. Okay, so we have set up the triggers. Now how about the action? The action would be something like this. If this happens, the data will be sent to the webhooks. So we are going to click on this plus button. Okay, and in the action, we are just going to click on trigger webhook. Now in the trigger webhook, we have to fill two blanks. That is, first of all, the method is by default, it is showing post. We have to keep it like that. Now coming to the webhook URL. So let me just go to Pabbly Connect and copy this. This is the webhook URL you want. Copy this. And I'm going to just paste it here. Easy. Okay. So we have entered the method. We have mentioned the webhook URL. And let me just click on save. Okay, so as you can see, we have set up the action. Now, as you can see, the workflow is presently off. So let me just click on review. And let me just click on yes, enroll existing contacts who meet the trigger criteria as of now. And there is something else, re-enrollment. What if a person re-enrolls? So let me just click on yes. And let me just click on save. Then we have to click on turn on. Okay, so basically we have set up the trigger and we have set up the action and we have also switched on this workflow. Now let me just go to the form. So the form will be found in this section, marketing, and let me just go to lead capture and here you will find forms. Click this. Okay, so these are the forms I have built, and for Constant Contact I have built this particular form, HubSpot to Constant Contact. Let me just click on edit, click on update. Okay, so basically this is the link. Now, as I mentioned before, to give a different perspective of a respondent, so we are going to open this in a different browser. So we are going to use Microsoft Edge because I'm working. Okay, so let me just click here, open this form. So by default, it is showing the form that we have filled earlier, that is Tony's tank. So we are going to change this. First of all, we are going to remove the cache and the history. Okay, so let me just click here and clear the browsing data. Okay, clear now. Okay, and let me just refresh this. Okay, so basically the idea is that once this form is filled, okay, Pabbly Connect has to capture the data. So as to ensure that Pabbly Connect captures this data, let me go to Pabbly Connect and let me just click on capture webhook response. Okay, so this will ensure that anytime this particular form, let me show you the form. Okay, this particular form is filled, it will capture the data. So let us make some entries. So Steve Rogers, okay, 123@gmail.com. The first name is Steve, the last name is Roger. This is Steve Rogers' phone number. Okay, and the company he works is Shield. If you get the reference, well and good. Okay, and let me just click on submit. The form has been submitted. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go to Pabbly Connect and let's have a look. Okay, so it is showing it is waiting for the data. Give it 1 or 2 seconds. Okay, so as you can see, the webhook response is showing the data has been captured. So the name of the person was Steve Rogers. So let's have a look. Do we have a person called as Steve Rogers? And yeah, we do have a Roger, and this was the last name. And yeah, so we have Steve. Okay, so this is the company he works in, that is Shield. And where is our first name? Okay, so let us have a look. Yeah, this is the first name. So basically it has got all the data. Okay, now we are going to create a contact in constant contact from this data. So to do that, let me introduce one more window. So this window is called as the action window. Now in the choose app, how about we make it as constant contact, because we want to send the data to constant contact. That is why constant contact it is. Now in the action event, we just want to create a contact. Let me just click on connect with constant contact. In the new credentials, let me just click on connect with constant contact. Okay, so it is demanding request for approval. So before I click on allow, let me just tell you something. Pabbly Connect doesn't take any chances with your data. Your data is 100% safe and secure with us. So on the basis of that trust, let me just press allow. Okay, so it is showing the authorization successful. Just press OK. So we have a set of blanks in front of you. The purpose of these blanks or fields is very simple. We are going to create a contact in constant contact from the data that we have received from HubSpot via Pabbly Connect. So we have a list. Okay, so when we click this, we will find a ton of names. So basically these are all the lists that is present in my constant contact account. So let me just show you all the list. So the idea is that all the list that is present in my constant contact account is being simply reflected in my Pabbly Connect. This is because Pabbly Connect is integrated with constant contact. So as you can see, these are all the list. Okay, so these are all the lists we have, and let me just go and show you all the names, all the list names. So Google Forms, Google Sheets, General Interest, HubSpot, Beautify, WordPress list, all the list that is present here is being reflected here. This is because Pabbly Connect is integrated with constant contact. So what if I create a new list? Okay, for HubSpot, I'm going to create a new list. So the idea is that when the data of when the form leads of HubSpot comes here, it will be added to this list. Okay, HubSpot, okay, HubSpot contacts. Let me just click on create. Okay, so this is a newly created list, HubSpot contacts. So let me just go to Pabbly Connect and let me just refresh this. So when I click on refresh, I can expect to find this newly created list that is HubSpot contacts in the drop down. So this is the one, HubSpot contacts. We have selected it. And let's start mapping in the details. So this button is called as the mapping button. When we click this, we will find all the details that we have received from HubSpot. So let me just basically type the name. So this is the name and we have mapped it, and the permission I'm keeping it as explicit. The first name, so the first name was Steve, I think. Okay, so we have got the first name, and this is the last name. The last name is Rogers. Okay, so the last name is Roger. The job title, I should have mentioned a blank for in HubSpot form for the job title, but at present we don't have that data because we don't have that field in HubSpot form. Now coming to the company, he actually works as an Avenger, but this time we are just going to mention him as an agent of Shield. And this is Steve Rogers' phone number. I think it was a bunch of random numbers that we had added, so actually we may have to search for it. Something I was avoiding it. Okay, so this is the phone number and we have mapped it. We don't have any data regarding the work phone number or the mobile phone number. So basically we have entered all the details. Okay, all we have to do is just click on save and send test request to basically create a contact in constant contact. So let's do that. Okay, so this is the API response. It is showing that the contact has been created. So let me just go to constant contact and let me just refresh this. Okay, so it has been refreshed. Okay, so as you can see, we have the email address, the first name, the last name, and the company. So basically, the presence of this data shows that we have successfully integrated HubSpot and constant contact with help of Pabbly Connect. Now, before you leave, let me just explain you the whole mechanism in a nutshell. So here I'm going to minimize my action window and I'm going to minimize my trigger window. So basically, this is the whole process in a nutshell. First, you integrated HubSpot CRM to Pabbly Connect, and then you have integrated Pabbly Connect to Constant Contact. So now there is a perfect flow of data between HubSpot CRM and Constant Contact.
Not just these two apps, you can integrate up plenty of applications using Pabbly Connect. If you have any queries, contact us at admin@pabbly.com. Our dedicated team members will help you to automate your workflows. Or better, just visit our website www.pabbly.com. It's awesome. Thanks.